It's been a very, very long time since we've done one of these, hasn't it? So, let's get to the elephant in the room here. Let's talk about what's been going on in the last month or so. Why haven't I been doing Movie Stop episodes on a regular in the last month? There's a couple of reasons. There's also a reasoning for why you're looking at the number down below and thinking to yourself, why does it say 401? Where's the 400th episode? Well, again, I'll touch on that in just a second here, but let's start off with the first question here. Where have I been on this particular show? Honestly, I haven't been doing a Movie Stop episode ever since I did the one where I went out to towards the mills to go to that Target to get the Space Jam stuff, and then to the Walmart out there, mostly because I haven't really gone anywhere that really felt like that it needed to be recorded. There was a couple times where I went to Walmart briefly, but never anything in there that I really needed to show off or anything. So that's why I've been kind of relatively quiet on that front there. I have gotten some stuff here, and I'm going to show you what I've gotten over the last month here in just a moment. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I haven't had an episode for the last month or so. But the other question is, why is this episode 401, and what happened to episode 400? Well, episode 400 is coming. I do have something planned for this that's a little bit different from what I usually do on here, and it was going to be something that I was going to record today, but the last couple of weeks overall have been it's been, I'll say, interesting. I've been feeling well for a couple of those weeks. Some things got in the way, scheduling and all that, stuff with work, stuff with family, stuff with other things that, got in the way and everything. So I'm not making any excuses. I'm just kind of telling you, this is basically just stuff where I don't have anything completely set. So that's one of the reasons why there hasn't been that many episodes of this particular show in the last month or so. But I did want to get you something. And there's a possibility I might be going somewhere tomorrow before we have this thing for my dad's birthday, which happened earlier this week. That's going to be later in the day, but we might go somewhere earlier in the day. But if I do that, I'll show that off in another episode. But like I said, I'm doing this kind of similar to what I did with the 300th episode, where I did a couple of episodes before I actually did the actual 300th episode of that show. So yeah, the 400th episode is coming probably next week when I have the week off before the Steel City Con preparation. And if it's not then, it'll definitely be the week of the NFL, is when I'm off for the NFL draft, which will be in Pittsburgh about a month from now. But so that's the other reason. So that's one of the other things I wanted to touch on. Another thing I wanted to touch on is quite simply and effectively, what am I doing for the 400th episode? Well, I thought about what I wanted to try to do here, and considering that in the past couple of years I would take some time in the schedule to do my Blu-ray and DVD collection, to make some episodes out of that, because I don't usually go out to the mall anymore. I do go to the movie theater to see films for talking about the movies, but I don't usually go out to Best Buy doesn't have movies anymore. Barnes & Noble, I go in there every once in a while, but there's never really anything I need to go in there and show off to you guys. But yeah, I don't usually go to Half Price Books anymore, which it's unfortunate, and I should get out there more because the mall possibly is closing by this time next year. But I mean, we still don't know about that yet. I mean, they just announced actually just this week that the old Expo Mart is going to be for sale, and I'm thinking to myself, they're thinking about tearing down Monroeville Mall to put a new Walmart there. Why don't you just put the Walmart where the Expo Mart is? I mean, I would actually think that would be a much better idea. You keep the mall around, and you keep you can still have the Walmart there, and you can just put it where the Expo Mart is. I mean, that makes I think it makes too much sense. But then again, I'm not the ones buying up the property there, so hopefully somebody out there in Monroeville gets the right idea on that. But yeah. But what I am going to do for the 400th episode is go through my Blu-ray collection, just the stuff that stuff in the bags I have in the back room there. I've got 22 bags in there, and then I've got 23 more downstairs in addition to the 2 racks of Blu-rays. So there's still going to be a lot of Blu-rays to take a look at here. I just got to get the time to record everything. So, like I said, if it's not the week of the Comic-Con, it'll definitely be the week of the draft. So that's what I'm doing for the 400th episode. But in the meantime, I want to give you at least something to tide you over until we get some more stuff here to work on. But let me show you the stuff I picked up over the last month or so, because I have a little stack of movies here. Not a whole lot, 7 films in general, 4 Blu-rays, 4 Blu-rays, 4 4Ks, and then 3 DVDs. So, in no particular order. So I'll start off with the thing I got most recently, and it's funny because when I have gone out, there's never been any single physical copy of this that I've been able to find out there. But you can be for certain now that I am one of the few people in this world that probably has a physical copy of Ella McKay, the James O. Brooks' latest film, which was not a big hit at the box office, nor was it critically, but I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it. Critics be damned, I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I wouldn't say enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as people make it out to be. It's not a bad movie. It's a good film. It's an enjoyable movie. The actors are really good in it. You got Jamie Lee Curtis, Woody Harrelson, Ayo Edebiri, Emma Mackey in the leading role here. You got Kumail Nanjiani. Just a really enjoyable movie. It's certainly better than the last thing James L. Brooks directed, How Do You Know, which was not a good film whatsoever. But this, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. So yeah, like I said, I'm one of the few people in the world that actually has a physical copy of Ella McKay, so take that for what you will. But I think most people do have a copy of this movie, I would think, because it was actually a well-received film, both critically and financially, and that is The Housemaid. I was about to say Anna Faris. Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried in the movie, directed by Paul Feig. This is the Amazon Digipack exclusive edition, which I bought on Amazon through Amazon. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I mean, yeah, it's a really cool looking little digibook. Where you got you got Sydney Sweeney right there, and then over on the corner here you have does this have Anna? No, this doesn't have Anna. I keep wanting to say Anna Faris for some reason. Amanda Seyfried, but no, it's definitely Sydney Sweeney on both sides here. But yeah, there she is right there, Amanda Seyfried. I enjoyed this movie. I really like this film a lot. I liked what Paul Feig did with the Simple Favor movies, and I like that he kind of did the same thing with this here too. I never read the books that these are based off of, but I did enjoy the hell out of this movie. This is a nice digipack right here, and it has like a nice little cover in here. And that is both Amanda Seyfried in there. I thought it was both. I thought Sydney Sweeney was on one of them in there, but yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I like the twist that they threw in there. This was a really good movie, and I really enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I'm really excited to see what they do with the sequel, which they're apparently moving pretty fast on that. So we're going to be probably getting that sequel sooner rather than later. But there's that one. This was probably the biggest thing I was looking forward to all month long, and that was, of course, Zootopia 2, the steelbook for this, which... yeah, it was another hassle to get this one because, once again, pre-ordered it from Walmart as soon as it went up online, which you would think, if you pre-order it as soon as it's up there, you're going to get it right away because you were one of the first people that pre-ordered it. First come, first serve? Nope, not with Walmart. No. When I pre-ordered it the week the thing came out, it never came. And I emailed Walmart to figure out what the hell was going on. They never said anything, so... canceled the order, had to get this online, had to pay double for what I had to pay double for this, which was really excruciating. And it sounds like it's going to be the same thing when I get the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants, because that's coming out this week. I've not gotten one email from them, so that might have to be another thing I might have to pay double for. Hopefully I can find it online cheaper, but it's just like, it's hard to get these steelbooks as it is. And yet Walmart is going to do everything they can to make it more excruciating than it has to be, even though they're the one company that still puts these out there. And it's just like, it makes no sense. Though actually, to be quite honest, I think these are not exclusive steelbooks anymore. I think you can get them anywhere, but when I was looking for this the week it came out, it was sold out everywhere. So I couldn't find this anywhere. I found a copy that was the least expensive that I could pay for it. And even then, it was $80, which that's half the price of what it was on Walmart.com. And it just... just do one thing for me, Walmart. Either have the thing ready to go as soon as you pre-order it, as soon as the pre-orders come out, or tell people, have a disclaimer that says, you may not get your pre-order right when this comes out. Like, it makes it much easier for the consumer to understand the situation, but at the same time, it doesn't make it as excruciating as it has to be when I have to ask you what the hell's going on with my order, and I keep having to go to your AI customer service thing. It just... I don't get it. It makes no sense whatsoever, but nevertheless, I got it. Zootopia 2 is a great movie. It's funny because this came out the same week, and I ordered this the same week it came out on Walmart.com. I got it within 2 days, which, keep in mind, I got this 2 days. I pre-ordered Zootopia 2 back in January, and I didn't get it from Walmart until at all. But this, The Running Man, came just 2 days after I pre-ordered it, the week it came out. This is, of course, the Glenn Powell remake of The Running Man, which was surprisingly really good. I actually really enjoyed this movie, and hey, Glenn Powell finally has a good movie where he's the lead in it. I mean, great actor, but man, he was picking some really, really bad movies in general, but this one was really good. It was a surprisingly really enjoyable remake. It did things that were different from the original Running Man. It wasn't trying to be the same movie over again. It was being its own thing, and it worked very well. It helps that you have a director like Edgar Wright working on this, and a cast that also includes William H. Macy, Michael Cera, Jamie Lawson from Sinners, Lee Pace, Coleman Domingo? Coleman Domingo, Josh Brolin, Coleman Domingo playing the Richard Dawson role in this, and yeah, this was a really, really fun movie, and I'm glad to have a steelbook copy of this, because yeah, you can't find the steelbook for this anywhere. You can find the regular version in stores, but it's definitely worth checking out. If you have a keen interest in it, definitely check it out. It's definitely worth a watch. So those were all the big new releases from the last month that I got, but there's still 3 more things right here, which I didn't get this at Walmart. I didn't get this at my usual. I didn't get this at any like big box stores. I got this down at the thrift store down the street, because that's where I usually get my stuff that I sell online in my stores on eBay and Mercari. And I found a couple of movies where I actually had to think to myself, do I actually own copies of these movies? And it turns out, no, I didn't. I didn't own any copies of these movies here. And one of these, I think you're going to be very surprised by the fact that I didn't own any copies of it. But I got Splash. Of course, Tom Hanks in his first movie that kind of cemented him as the big movie superstar that he'd become. With Daryl Hannah, Eugene Levy, John Candy, directed by Ron Howard. Kind of a precursor to The Little Mermaid, if you will. Fun movie. Fun film. And this is the version that's not on Disney Plus, where they censored Daryl Hannah's butt for some reason, which makes no sense to me, because this is the 20th anniversary edition, so this came out in 2004, long before that, but here's the one I think a lot of people will be shocked by the fact that I don't have a physical copy of. Dawn of the Dead. I go to the mall every time that this movie is shot in, and yet I don't have a physical copy of this movie. Well, that's not by choice. I've tried to get, like, I was trying to save myself for the big mega box set for Dawn of the Dead, which came out many years ago. I've been trying to find it for a good price, and I just never been able to find it, so I figured, you know what, until that time comes, now I have a copy of it, so that's why I have a copy now. But, yeah, you'd be shocked to see that I don't have that. And then this last one here, I could have sworn I had a copy of this on Blu-ray. I think I might have gotten either... I do have a copy on Blu-ray. I have the version... I think I have one of the versions that... The version that has one of the terrible covers for this movie. For some reason, this film does not have a good cover to it, but except for the 4K version. But Bram Stoker's Dracula, the Francis Ford Coppola version, this is the 2-disc version of it, with this one that has not a good cover, but it's certainly better than the one with, you know, Gary Oldman licking the blade on his tongue. And it's just kind of like, why would you sell that as the thing to sell your movie on? But this one looks like when Kramer was called out by Jerry because his teeth was yellow from all the cigars he was smoking. He was just like, no, look away, I'm hideous. Like, that's what it literally looks like. I mean, that's not threatening at all. That is pretty stupid. But the movie is pretty slick and pretty cool for its own methods, and it's the 2-disc collector's edition set. So there is a lot of bonus features on here. And I like that. I don't think you get this on most of the other versions of this, so that's why I picked this up. And these are only picked up for about $2 down to the thrift store down the street. And like I said, that's the place where I usually get my movies at. But so there you go. Wanted to give you a little bit of something to tide you over until I can get back out there. So there you go. 7 titles right here. All stuff I picked up over the last month or so. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be out there doing something and you might see it. But if not, I'll see you guys next week for possibly the 400th episode, if not 402. So, with all that said, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification button. Check out the 2 episodes we did before, and I'll see you guys next time. So until then, thanks for watching. See you next time. Take care.